Don't prep boring, repetitive meals. Prep ingredients instead. When you get home from the grocery store, this is the best time to do it. I actually just got back with all these ingredients, so I'm prepping them now with you. I like to set everything out, get things washed up. If it's the groceries I'm using up that week, why not just start it then? And all of this can take just about maybe an hour, so it's not gonna take a ton of time. So the first thing you'll wanna do, start off with the longest cooking ingredients. That will be your proteins, things like your potatoes. I have the oven preheated. I'm gonna throw these in so I can prep everything else while these are cooking. You really want this process to be efficient and easy to make the rest of your week and the rest of your meal making easy too. So I like to put on a pot of water, so that's coming up to a boil while I'm getting everything else ready. My potatoes are in the oven, and I'm starting with some ground beef too, just getting that sauteed up. Now don't let this seem overwhelming that you're chopping and doing all this at once. Give it a couple weeks. Start off with week 1, kind of make a plan and a process, and the more you do it, the more you'll get the routine down, get home with your groceries, get everything prepped, get it away, and then you're done. So it gets easier as you do it more. If you like pasta throughout the week, definitely make a couple pounds of pasta. And of course, this can be any type of pasta you want throughout the week. I'm just gonna get these boiled. When you're doing this meal planning, ingredient prepping, you want to undercook things just by a little bit. So I'm just gonna do a minute under for this pasta. Al dente is 10 minutes. Since I'll be reheating this throughout the week, I'm gonna go 9 minutes. You don't have to rush. I have the ground beef going on low, so that way it's not gonna burn. I don't have to worry about overcooking it. It's just going low and slow in a skillet. And I'm gonna neutral season everything. So just a little salt and pepper. You don't need much, because I'm gonna remix it throughout the week, or you're gonna remix your meals throughout the week. So usually I keep the seasonings very simple: salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. Maybe you have an all-purpose seasoning you like to use on everything. You want this to be quick and efficient, but you don't have to rush. So that's why I have this ground beef on low, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to run back to it if I get a little distracted by something else. And it'll stay juicier if you let it just cook pretty slowly. So just have a couple chicken breasts. Oh, I didn't season the chicken breast. I said lightly season everything. I forgot. Just put a little bit of cooking spray or oil in there just so things don't stick. This ingredient prep is great too because it can scale. You can do just a couple ingredients if it's just you or another person, or if you have a larger family, go ahead and plus things up. Put 4 or 6 chicken breasts in that crock pot. Make a couple pounds of ground beef, or just do a pound in small portions depending on your schedule, your week, and your eating habits. So this is really great because it's scalable, and you can switch things up week to week. Maybe one week I'm gonna dice up the chicken and saute it, and that'll be my chicken prep for the week. So really play around and experiment. What I like to do is have an idea of the meals I want throughout the week. Maybe an Alfredo pasta, or a fried rice, or a stir fry, or tacos. Have an idea of what you wanna make so you get the right ingredients and have everything prepped in the right way, but you just don't have to combine it and add all the flavors. Another tip for this process: take advantage of everything in your kitchen, all your cooking utensils and devices. So I'm using the oven. I have a couple pots and pans going to prep things. I'm gonna get an air fryer going back here. So I'm using a lot of different tools and devices to cook everything all at once, and I have to just clean up once. So maybe there'll be a few dishes today, but throughout the week, I'll have a whole lot less hassle and a whole lot less cleanup. My potatoes are done. Maybe you wanna make some bread or biscuits or something like that for the week. Your oven's already ready, hot and ready to go, so you can throw something like that in next. My ground beef is almost done. Since I am kind of undercooking everything, I'm gonna shut this off and just remove it from the heat and keep the lid on until I'm ready to pack everything up. You want everything to cool off to room temperature before you pack everything away. So once one thing's done, just set it aside until you're ready to pack everything up. Everything's a lightsaber in my kitchen. Oh gosh, nerd alert. I like to focus on 3 categories: your proteins, your carbohydrates or starches, and your vegetables. For many of your quick cooking vegetables, I just like to clean them up and chop them up, maybe dices, slices, whatever you're gonna use throughout the week. Then it's already ready to go. So you just pull it out of the refrigerator and you can cook a meal throughout the week with your already prepped vegetables. And they do sell them at the store like that, but doing it yourself is gonna save you a ton of money, and it's gonna be fresher. Another secret with this ingredient prep is smaller ingredients cook quicker, right? So throughout the week, that's gonna help you. Smaller dices, smaller slices. The potatoes that I baked, I like to get the small potatoes because those cook up way quicker than your traditional russet potato that takes a lot of time to cook. I'm gonna do some sweet potatoes here, so I'm gonna dice those up small. can saute them, boil them. Also, you could roast these maybe into matchsticks for sweet potato fries in the oven or air fryer. So there's a lot of variety. So one secret, dice everything up small, get everything little so it'll cook quicker. I like the skin on the sweet potatoes. You could peel it off, but it's another time-saving step. Just leave the peel on. Why are we peeling things? A lot of good vitamins and minerals in it. And focus throughout the week on quick meals, stir-fry meals, pasta meals, things that are made very fast. If you want a meal with rice, you can just quickly make that in 20 minutes in your rice cooker while you're making either your stir-fry or your other ingredients. A big benefit of ingredient prep is you can do something like salad bars. It's great for lunches. Just grab a few ingredients out of the refrigerator, throw them together for a quick lunch. Salads, wraps. I try to shoot for at least maybe 3 options of ways I can combine the ingredients. So maybe it's a salad one day. If you're doing something like burgers, go ahead and prep those burger patties. You don't have to cook them, but you can prep those patties, put them in a container, have them in the refrigerator. So when you are ready, you just need to pull them out and grill them. Or maybe you got the pre-made burger patties. So just think of shortcuts you can use to prep everything when you get it home. So that way when it comes to making those meals throughout the week, it's all ready to go. Shred some cabbage. I love cabbage on tacos instead of lettuce. You can use cabbage for quick slaws, especially even if you're pre-making salads. I like to keep heartier greens like cabbage around. They're gonna last longer than other types of lettuce that wilt really quickly. You can even pre-make slaws that'll last a couple days. You can use that as a salad base. Just mix it with some romaine or spinach or whatever you want. And take advantage of different tools to make, instead of all this chopping, I'm grating some cabbage. I can add that as a vegetable into things, saute it in there, so there's some sneaky vegetables and stuff. Get something like a mandolin that'll help speed through processing through all your fruits and vegetables. You can just quickly slice things with this versus needing to use all your knife skills. A lot of recipes have the same basic ingredients, so if you start off with a neutral base, you can combine them in limitless combinations, right? The other reason I love this is maybe you're in a family where not everybody wants the same thing on the same night, or they have different schedules. This gives a ton of options. Somebody gets home late from work, they want pasta, go ahead and fix up a quick pasta. If you want tacos, there's options there. So everybody can either combine the ingredients they want to make the meal that they want. The options are endless. And if you're doing this weekly, all of your ingredients, even processed, will last throughout the week. They'll last several days in the refrigerator, and they'll already be chopped and ready to go. I love to do this with onions and garlic. I'll peel my garlic all at once so I can just grab a clove or 2 from the refrigerator versus peel a few cloves of garlic every time I need them. I'll do an onion, but I may dice half of it and slice half of it, so I have 2 onion size options throughout the week. You can do a lot of planning with your ingredient prep to take a lot of that stress and drama out of making meals throughout the week. I know I get home and I'm just not inspired to cook because I've got to chop everything, and then I end up doing takeout or something. This takes a lot of that time and energy out of things when you're like, oh, I just literally need to take my pasta, take my sauce, take my meat that I've already cooked and kind of saute it up 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you will have a meal on the table. Guess that's the other important thing too. Have a variety of containers available. This will make your prep really easy. And if you do this week after week, you may find yourself having a bit of a routine and a process where your green is where your cabbage goes and your purple is where your onions go. You know, whatever system works for you, you can organize it and optimize it as you prep week to week. And I'm such a big fan of deli containers. These are probably going to be one of the best options, especially for ingredient prep. You can put just about anything in these, and they're great for food storage in the refrigerator, the freezer. You can even microwave these. So find an option that suits all those things, and then you can throw these in the dishwasher. So deli containers are a great option, especially for home ingredient prep. Now, even though this is not meal prep, you have a week's worth of ingredients to make delicious fresh meals. So you're not eating leftovers all week long. It's just the hassle, the prep, the chopping has been taken out, a little bit of the cooking has been done, just to speed things along. It's like those meal kit delivery services, but you're doing it yourself. You can control the quality of ingredients, and everybody can have what they're inspired to make and eat any given night of the week. And all of this isn't even a secret. This is exactly how restaurants prepare for service. They make so many things batch par cooked ahead of time. So when you order your meal at the restaurant, they just need to throw it together, heat it up, and serve it. So this is really a restaurant secret secret that you can use at home. Got my garlic ready to go, some shredded cabbage I can mix into a meal for extra veggies, some sliced cabbage I can saute, make a quick stir fry with. The only thing that separates recipes is really the finishing steps, not the ingredients themselves. I can't tell you how many times throughout a week I'm chopping an onion when I could have already had that onion chopped up. I pretty much put green onions on everything I eat, so having a little container in my refrigerator of green onions already sliced up makes things easy. I can grab it, just sprinkle it on, and I'm good to go. And I didn't even have to get my cutting board out because the cutting board has already been used for the week and it's just been sitting on the counter because everything's already chopped. Save the sauces, save the spices for when you're assembling those meals. You really just want the basic core ingredients. And yes, of course, you know, beef that's slow cooked with all the spices tastes delicious, but I guarantee you, you will not know the difference between a quick cooked meal that you can get on the table, have something delicious right away, than if this was cooked with tomato sauce and onions and been sitting on the stove. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. You can save those special occasions, those special slow braised meals for a Sunday dinner, for a special occasion. For weekday meals, we want to keep things simple and delicious. And trust me, you will have the same amount of flavor by doing it this way than you would cooking everything all together with your ground beef. And then your whole couple pounds of ground beef has all the same flavor throughout the week. You can really just add spices, seasonings, sauces as you go throughout your meals throughout the week. With the same ingredients remixed, you can have a different meal every night.